Hey, YouTube! Welcome back. Sparky here, and this is episode 3 of Starting Your Own Garage Shop. Today, we're talking about lights and power, the stuff that makes everything else in your shop possible. If you can't see it and you can't run it, you're not building it. Simple as that. Now, in episode 1, we measured your garage and figured out what space you actually have to work with. In episode 2, we built a basic no-frills workbench that fits your space and your needs. Today, we wire things up, flip the switch, and light that bench up right. But first, real talk. I'm not a licensed electrician. I'm just a maker who's done this a bunch of times. If you don't know what you're doing with wiring or circuits, get a pro involved. Nothing in your shop is worth frying your panel or yourself. Still, I'll walk you through what's worked for me, what didn't, and how to light your space without breaking the bank. We've all seen those dream shops online, right? Polished floors, glowing honeycomb panels, everything branded and labeled and color-coded. They're great to look at, sure, but don't compare your beginning to someone else's after. They didn't start there either. Your job is to start with what you've got: a wall, a bench, a bulb, and a plan. That's how every good shop begins. When you first get going, lighting's going to be patchwork. Clamp lights, drop cords, maybe a shop light zip-tied to a shelf. But you want to start thinking about lighting in layers. Ambient lighting for general brightness. Task lighting right over your bench. Spot lighting for fine work. Soldering, glue-ups, detail stuff. Even one good LED strip over your bench can make a world of difference. Ask your eyes. They'll thank you. Old-school bulbs and halogens? Watch yourself. They'll roast your fingers if you bump into them while reaching for a clamp. I've cooked more gloves than hot dogs. Stick with cooler LED options whenever you can. Fluorescent, deal, or dud. You'll see old fluorescent fixtures all over Facebook Marketplace. Cheap. Sometimes even free. But here's the deal. Fluorescents don't like the cold. In winter, they flicker or won't turn on. In summer, ballasts overheat and burn out. They'll do in a pinch, but they're fading out for a reason. One of the best upgrades you can do for lighting? Paint your shop white. Flat white if you hate glare. Gloss if you want light bounce. White walls reflect way more light than gray or wood. You'll get more bang from the same bulb, and it costs next to nothing. Sparky's lighting setup. No guesswork. Eventually, I switched over to full LED strips. Mounted them in rows across the ceiling. I ended up using 24 fixtures. 6 rows of 4, spaced about 4 feet apart and 2 feet off the walls. Now, I didn't just guess. I asked ChatGPT, told it my shop layout, wall colors, ceiling height, and it crunched the math, gave me the whole plan, and I followed it to the inch. 0 shadows, full coverage, good light no matter where I'm working. Budget-friendly option, screw-in LEDs. Not ready to mount a full ceiling grid of lights? No problem. Those screw-in LED panels with the wing flaps are a great place to start. They go right into any bulb socket and throw out a ton of light. They're not perfect, but they're plenty good for getting going. Use what you've got. Upgrade when you can. Electrical limits. Know 'em. Let's talk power. Most garage outlets are on 15 or 20 amp breakers. It adds up fast once you include lights, a vacuum, maybe a heater or two. If you don't know what's on your circuit, find out. Open your panel. Label it. You do not want to trip a breaker mid-cut or during a glue-up. Your tools will grow. As you go, your tool list is gonna grow. Grinder, sander, shop vac, drill press. Then maybe an air compressor, a fan, some chargers. If you're not planning for it, you'll find yourself constantly unplugging things just to work. That's no way to build. 220. The next level. If you're planning to weld or run anything big, you'll probably want 220 volts. Most homes have single-phase 220 available, and it works just fine for hobbyists and small shops. If you want to run industrial three-phase stuff, that's another animal. You can use a converter, but you better know your draw and your limits. Same as before. If you're not 100% sure about wiring, call a licensed electrician. Start small. Be safe. Use what you've got. Upgrade smart. Paint before you overbuy. Don't overload your circuits, and if in doubt, call a pro. Lighting and power aren't the glamorous side of shop building, but if you get them right, everything else just works better. Shop storage. That's it for lights and power, but we're not done. Next up, we've got a bonus episode on shop storage. We'll go over pegboards, cleats, drawers, bins, keeping things off the floor and easy to reach. That video is coming soon, and I promise it'll save you a lot of time and headaches. So now let me ask, what's your lighting setup like? What did you start with, and what do you wish you had now? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear it. And if you're enjoying this series, go ahead and subscribe. We've got more episodes coming your way. Catch you next time. Sparky.